All right, let's get into it. Today, we're doing more than just writing a YouTube script. We're going to become architects. We're going to build a powerful, attention-grabbing experience from the ground up. And that whole construction project, it starts with one single, really important question.
So let me ask you this. What do you think the #1 job of a YouTube script actually is? I'm telling you, most people get this wrong, and it's pretty much the single biggest reason their content just doesn't perform the way they want it to.
So what's the answer? It's not to inform. Nope, it's to hold attention. You see, so many creators think their job is to just cram a script full of facts and information. But here's the thing about YouTube. Information is completely worthless if the viewer clicks away after 10 seconds. The real job, the only job that actually matters, is to earn and then protect that viewer's attention every single second.
And that brings us to the very first part of our build, the foundation. A great script isn't built on a pile of facts. It's built on a really deep understanding of how to manage human attention. You get this part solid, and everything else you build on top of it will stand strong.
This right here points to the biggest architectural flaw I see in most scripts, prioritizing context before relevance. So many creators, they start with these long, boring background explanations, but viewers don't care about background. They care about one thing, relevance. A strong script right from the jump shows the viewer, hey, listen up, here's why this matters to you.
So how do we actually do that? Will we master these 4 core drivers? See, a great script isn't just you delivering content, it's you actively guiding the viewer's mental state. You need change to keep their brain from getting bored. You need uncertainty to make them curious. You have to keep the viewing effort super low so it's easy to watch, and you have to maximize relevance so it feels personal to them.
And all of this has to happen in the first 30 seconds. A weak hook is something like, today we will discuss productivity, snooze. But a strong hook, it introduces a problem, maybe a contradiction. Something like, most people are unknowingly destroying their focus every single day. Whoa. See the difference? That little gap right there, that's what creates attention. Okay, now that our foundation is poured and solid, let's move on to stage 2, the blueprint. Before you even think about writing a single word, you have to make 2 huge decisions that are going to define the entire structure of your video.
First up, your niche. This is pretty simple. It's what you talk about. But the key here, and I can't stress this enough, is to go narrow. Don't just pick health. I mean, that's like trying to build in a city with a million other skyscrapers. Instead, find a specific floor, a specific office, like belly fat for men over 40. Now that's how you stand out.
Second is your format. Now this is all about how you talk about your niche. This decision dictates the entire vibe of the script, the tone, the pacing, the energy. You can think of it as the architectural style of your building. Is it a sleek, modern high-rise, or is it more of a cozy brick-and-mortar kind of place?
And this is where it all clicks. The niche, losing belly fat, can be exactly the same, but just look at how different the formats can be. You could have a super high-energy coaching session, or a calm, scientific breakdown. You could do a cinematic documentary, or a fun, animated story. It's the same topic, but it creates a totally different experience. You have to define both.
With our blueprint set, it's time to put up the framework. This is your script's structure. You can think of them as the steel beams that hold the whole thing together. Structure is what protects your viewer retention. It's what prevents your video from just feeling like aimless, boring rambling. And here it is, a rock-solid, 5-part framework you can use every time. It starts with the hook to grab their attention. Then you give them just enough context so they know what's going on. Then a build-up that slowly unfolds the story. After that, you deliver the main value you promised. And finally, you offer a really satisfying conclusion. This whole journey guides the viewer and protects your precious watch time.
Now, this whole idea of script writing as architecture, it becomes even more important for faceless content. I mean, in that world, the script isn't just a guide. It literally is the core engine of the entire video. It has to do all the heavy lifting.
And here's exactly why that is. In face-based content, a charismatic personality can cover for a kind of weak script. But in faceless content, engagement comes from only 2 things, the script and the visuals. That's it. There's no flexibility to just improvise. The structure isn't just important, it is absolutely critical.
Okay, so foundation, blueprint, and framework are all in place. Now for the really fun part, the final stage, the construction. This is a modern, repeatable workflow for efficiently building these high-quality scripts every single time.
This is a system, okay? Not just guesswork. First, you validate your topic with real search data to make sure people actually want to watch it. Then you use a structured AI prompt. You give it your research, your rules. You don't just take the first draft it spits out, you refine it. And finally, the most important step for me, you polish it by reading it out loud to make sure it sounds like a real person talking.
And this is just a little glimpse of what a powerful, structured prompt actually looks like. You're not just asking for a script. You are providing the architectural plans. You define the tone, the audience, the style, even telling it you need visual cues. This is how you use AI as a powerful tool, not as a crutch.
So let's put it all together. Here is your complete architectural plan. You build a strong foundation by managing attention. You create a clear blueprint with a defined niche and format. You erect a solid framework using that 5-part structure. And you follow a repeatable construction workflow to build amazing content consistently.
And that leaves us with one final thought. After everything we've just gone through, are you just writing scripts, or are you ready to become an architect? Someone who actually designs and constructs experiences that capture and hold an audience? The choice is all yours.